One of the most confusing and infuriating things about dealing with a narcissist is their ability to flip the narrative and become the eternal victim and a desperate martyr. Despite all the proof, they do not see you as the one who endured their manipulation, gaslighting, or emotional neglect. You are the villain in their story, and you will always remain one. In their eyes, you caused the harm, you left them shattered, and somehow escaped without facing the consequences of the damage they claim you did. All of this is incomprehensible, unfathomable. How can someone abuse and then act abused? How does that work? Well, a narcissist can because they believe their own lies. Let's understand how they act in these delusional ways. Hi, I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. Today's topic is very practical. Why a narcissist views you as the one who gets away with everything. Please subscribe before we get started because, as I always say, your subscription to the channel helps in spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse. Narcissists operate from a place of deep insecurity. They choose not to take responsibility for their actions because it threatens their carefully constructed self-image. Admitting they have caused harm would mean admitting they're flawed, and that's something their ego simply cannot handle. So, instead, they find an easy way out because they're cowards and they always go for the easy way. What is the easy way? They flip the script. They project their own guilt, shame, and shortcomings onto you. In their twisted version of events, somehow you are the one who hurt them. You are the one who took advantage, and you are the one who left them to pick up the pieces. You are everything they hate in themselves, and here is what is extremely mind-boggling. They genuinely believe it. They believe the lies they tell you. They don't consider even a remote possibility of them being an abuser. They just know they're telling the truth. Think about this for a second. You have just left a narcissistic relationship. After months or even years of enduring their spirit-crushing abuse, you finally find the strength to walk away. For you, this is a moment of reclaiming your life, but for them, it's an act of betrayal. Why? Well, in their mind, it's not about your survival, how you survived their abuse. It's about their loss. They tell themselves, you abandoned me. You didn't appreciate everything I did for you. You made me look like the bad guy. And now you get to live happily while I am left in ruins. Then they get angry at you and unleash the horror because they feel justified in being rageful. They act like they are the victim of your mistreatment, your abuse, completely ignoring the damage they caused you. If you dare to stand up for yourself, they will see that as an attack. If you set boundaries, they will call you cruel. And if you walked away by any chance, they will claim you gave up on them and left them to suffer. This is the story that gets told to everyone they meet. They will even go as far as to rewrite history. Maybe you confronted them about their lies or manipulation. Maybe you exposed them. But in their version of the story, you were just being irrational or overly sensitive. You went against the rules of the relationship. You caught them cheating, but they will spin it as a consequence of your neglect. Oh, you were not paying attention. Every action you took to protect yourself becomes, in their mind, an act of aggression against them, which is why sometimes it's best to do nothing, to stay silent. And when they tell this story to themselves, to their flying monkeys, or even to mutual friends, they frame it in a way that makes you look like the one who got away with everything. They'll say things like, he or she used me and then left me like I was nothing. They were so selfish, always thinking about themselves. I gave them everything and they just walked without a second thought. These are all projections, aren't they? This isn't just about playing the victim. It's about maintaining control over the direction of the story, over other people's perceptions of you and your mind. By painting you as the bad guy, They avoid facing the uncomfortable truth. What is that? That their behavior drove you away. They are the common denominator. Once I went no contact with my mother, she started telling everyone I abandoned her when she was at her lowest. She conveniently left out the part where she had abandoned me a long time ago. To her, none of that mattered. What mattered was that I left, and in her mind, that was an unforgivable betrayal. A narcissist may say, you never appreciated them because you finally stopped tolerating their outbursts. If you stopped prioritizing their needs over your own, they will claim you were selfish. If you moved on and found happiness without them, they'll say, you never really cared about me to begin with. The truth is that narcissists are masters of reversing roles because it allows them to escape accountability. If you are the villain, they don't have to examine their own behavior. They don't have to think about the lies they told, the trust they broke, or the way they manipulated you. It is easier and safer for their fragile ego to make you the problem. But let me make it clear, let me say it as it is. Their perception of you is not rooted in reality. You did not get away with anything. You survived. You did not cause harm. You reacted to it. You did not leave them in misery. You reclaimed your life after they tried to take it from you. That is the fundamental truth. The fact that they view you as someone who got away with something says more about them than it does about you. It shows how deeply they believe they are entitled to your forgiveness, your loyalty, and your love, no matter how poorly they treat you. This is how entitlement looks like. And here is where it gets even more insidious. By casting you as a villain, they keep themselves tied to you emotionally, that I still own you. As long as they see you as the one who wronged them, they can justify holding on to anger, bitterness, and the need for revenge. So, what do? You let them think what they want. You do not care. You do not need to defend yourself to them or anyone else associated with them. The people who matter will see the truth. I have experienced it. And over time, you will come to realize that their version of events does not define you because it's not reality. You did not get away with anything. I'm saying it again. You got away from them. And that is the most powerful thing you could have ever done. What are your thoughts on what I shared? Let me know in the comments, and please share this episode with others. I'll talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.